All right. Well, you're witnessing here what it takes to make a podcast on the run and on the fly. So we're traveling. I'm in Lake Arrowhead, and this I'm recording the audio on here, so it'll be a higher quality. I have my studio, but it's just downstairs, and I wanted to make sure I got this podcast out today. It's a really important one. It's about supplements, and I just want to tell you a little story about my dad. With his battle with ALS, Lou Gehrig's, and some of the supplements and some of the process that my dad went through. Had we known about some of the foundational foods and supplements and detoxing that my dad would have needed, we probably could have caught what he had a lot sooner and stopped a lot of the symptoms from ALS taking my dad out. So my dad had toxic heavy metal load from just welding for 40 years. And I'm going to share with you just some of these natural kind of foundational supplements that I know would help my dad. That'll definitely help you. That, like, if these are the top 5 that I would take for the rest of my life if I needed to, and almost leave everything else out, because these 5 supplements will balance your body and will, almost like a domino, when you knock it over, it knocks over a lot of other things. And it's kind of a confusing world out there, and not saying other ones don't do a good job, but like, if you want to keep it simple and you want to find a way to not just be overwhelmed by information, I'm going to just share the 5 supplements that are the GOATs. And this comes from Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Zach Bush, some other functional medicine doctors. I have my functional nutrition degree, and these are some of the pillars. These ones make every system in your body function. And so I may look back at this in a few years and wish I had changed one, but I'm going to share the ones that, had I shared with my dad, I have a feeling his body would have, at least before he was diagnosed, been able to probably prevent this incredible thing happened to him, which he passed away now 10 years ago, which put me on this health journey. So welcome to another episode of the Freedom Alchemist Podcast. These are the 5 supplements that my dad needed, help to prevent chronic illness naturally. And these are just, if for the rest of my life, these are probably the top 5 that I would take if I needed to. And it's best if you can get it from food. There's a couple of these companies that I work with that I'll share later, but the point of this is just to give you a foundation of elements and minerals and some information and some guidance from a functional nutrition and a functional medicine approach. I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is just me sharing what I've learned, what I found works, what I would do for the rest, what I am doing for the rest of my life. And certain times I cycle these in and out, but there's 5 bonus ones at the end, which you're going to be like, Paul, you said there was only 5, but I'm just going to give you 5 more just in case you want them. You don't need them, but in case you want them. So stick around to the end for that. I'm going to move pretty quickly because I'm going to try to keep this short. Baby's sleeping, mom's on the phone, Kate's working. We're in the mountains, and I just wanted to make sure that I got this done so that you could have, we have a commitment to release one of these a week, and this is really important. This is one that was in the pipeline. So here we go. So you are one decision away from totally radically changing your future health. When I lost my dad to ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, I know that if we had a natural approach and sort of prevention focused on detoxing and some of the foundational elements, my dad would quite possibly still be with us. I think about that a lot. I miss him a lot. I'm sure you have people in your life that you miss, and that possibly could have been avoided with the right balance of food and movement and sleep. So this isn't just my story. I'm quite aware of that. So this isn't just wishful thinking for me. This is science-based, and it's a science that I believe in because it's not funded by big pharma. It's functional nutrition, functional science. It's much more based in the focus on root cause, right? So the root cause is what is the most important. How do you get to to that. And I did an episode a few ago that explained the difference of functional and Western medicine. And this is further down that. Instead of finding things to just help you with your symptoms, we're going to get to the root cause of what's going on with you and why you, if you're tired and feel like crap, you could be missing one of these 5 supplements. So you can get some from food. You can also take some externally. Okay, I'm going to keep on cranking here so we can get through this. So my dad was a powerhouse. He was strong, vibrant, flying motorcycles, full of life, driving motorcycles, and flying airplanes. And then the heavy metal poisoning, lack of the foundational support took him down a path that we never saw coming. It happened really, really quick. And functional medicine showed me, and my functional nutrition degree that I got, how crucial these the basics are, like detoxifying and the supporting your system with these elements and these supplements. Like I said, you get them through food too. And this is a way for preventing disease, making sure your last decade is one that's enjoyable, not one that you're just in a cage somewhere. I say cage, nursing home. So one of my big callings and my missions in life is to share this story and this experience with you. No strings attached. And if you know someone out there that might enjoy this, just share it with them. So this is what I call Freedom 5. Everything on this channel is about freedom. So you get these 5 elements right, the other systems are going to function just like a domino knocks down other dominoes. You get this right, makes a lot of other things unnecessary. You don't need 5,000 supplements. You just need to get the basics right, do some blood tests and find out what's really you're really lacking in, and then boost yourself with good nutrition. Usually sleep and movement will help balance a lot of things. Lifting heavy will bring up your hormones too. The number 1, you ready? Drum roll please, is magnesium. I'm sure you saw that coming. It's essential for over 300 plus bodily functions, and almost everybody that you know is deficient in magnesium. And I'm going to tell my mom that I'm recording this here as she comes in. It's the antidote to stress, anxiety, and muscle tension. And you might sometimes have those achy muscles, or you might have that restless leg. This will fix that. You might be a terrible sleeper. This will also sort that out for you. My dad's heavy metal load, having the right amount of magnesium could have helped his body detox. Not the number one thing that would have helped my dad, but it would have helped in supporting detox pathways. So number 2 is vitamin D. Magnesium, there's different kinds of magnesium. I have one that I can link here that has all different 8. Magnesium glycate is a good one at night. Threonate for the brain and cognitive health. These are not just like optional. This is essential. Like magnesium is one of those things that if you start taking it, you are going to notice so many of your systems and your organs and the way your neural pathways and your body and your bones, everything just starts to work. Your poops, it just helps everything. I'm going to keep moving. I can go deep on magnesium, but maybe in the future we'll go deep on one of these elements at a time, one of these supplements. Vitamin D with K2 is the second thing that I couldn't live without. You might be able, depends where you live, be able to get some from the sun. If you're wearing sunscreen that has all the chemicals in it, you're not going to be getting enough. And you're probably giving yourself skin cancer. It's a bit controversial, but if you look at a lot of the products a lot of the ingredients in the sunscreen, they are carcinogenic, and you're smothering those on your skin over and over again. So just wear a hat, stay out of the sun, get 15 to 30 minutes, depending where you live, every day. Early in the morning is great. Get D3 through your eyes, and K2 is a way that you can risk having calcium end up in your arteries instead of in your bones. So K2 is really crucial to take with D3. So no one's really testing that enough. And during COVID, there was a lot of everybody that died from the situation. I can't talk about it too much, but we're dramatically deficient in vitamin D. And guess what? Everyone was forced to stay inside where they got no sun. And vitamin D is it's a hormone that talks to your immune system and your genes. So it's incredibly helpful for your immune system. and it also signals your genes. So this is one of those ones that you cannot go without, and you can get a really good high quality one. I might be able to share a link to one. I don't have affiliation with any D3 or K2, but when it comes to some of these things, like I said, if you can get outside, get light in your eyes, you're going to get some, but then get it tested to see where you're at. Don't just go smashing. Some people say you can take like 20,000 of D because everyone's so low and it's just such a great hormone, but I'd be careful and get measured. You don't want to be too high. Okay, let me see. Why did it just go so dark? Let me help bring you guys back up here a little bit. Okay, what happened? Oh, I think my computer went to night mode. Let me see if I can switch it back to regular mode. Okay, there we go. So that's vitamin D3 with K2. Now, the last one, or the third one here, are omega-3s. So this is your EPA and your DHA, brain fuel, inflammation killer, nervous system support, ALS and other degenerative diseases. Those thrive in inflamed terrain. Fish oil, especially high quality in the triglyceride form, could have helped slow some of that down for my dad, but also you will notice a dramatic difference in the way you feel when you get a good omega going in your life. There's a really great profile also with the black cumin seed oil, that some people prefer it over fish oil, but I'll put a link to the black cumin seed oil in this. You can go check out some of the studies on that too. So if you're experiencing brain fog or cognitive decline, or if you're feeling tired or just feeling like a basket of turds, just get some highest quality fish oil or some of the black cumin seed oil. They're not going to be the exact same omega-3 profile, but some people get the same benefit from black cumin seed oil if it's organic and cold pressed, as they do through fish oil. But just check out with your doctor. All of this, like I said, is not medical advice. I want you to check with your doctor, but if it's a Western doctor, they're just going to think you're crazy, so check with a functional doctor. Number 4 is a spore-based probiotic. Your gut just isn't about digestion, it's about immunity, detox, neurotransmitters, and your whole mood system is happening in your gut. So the gut-brain connection is you've probably heard how important your gut is, and most people are, once you take antibiotics, you just like a nuclear blast to your entire, all the good bugs down there, and it takes years for them to come back. So avoid antibiotics at all costs. It's life or death. Save those babies for life or death. If you're having an infection and it's really serious, go find somebody who'll give you ozone that you can take. They take some of your blood out, mix it with ozone, and inject it back in, or give it your blood back. And that the ozone, which is an extra molecule of oxygen, so it's O3, will go through like a ninja and fight the infection, rather than an antibiotic is just a nuclear blast to your. And the studies on depression linked to round 1, your chance of, when you do 1 round of antibiotics, your depression, you have a 30% chance of feeling depression, and then it starts to double with every within a year. If you have another round of antibiotics, your depression can go up to 50%, and then the third round is up to 60 or 70% chance of that experiencing that. So it's a really, 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 just take it at like life or death. Like, thank God for such an amazing thing. It's, of course, it's from the mushrooms, and just how it's so abused. Doctors give it out like candy, and there's often other ways. If you are able to get your gut healthy, and sometimes some of these spore-based probiotics, I'll try to find a link to something for you. I'm not affiliated with any of those, but there's some really good quality probiotics out there. I know Dr. Zach Bush talks about ion, which helps close the gut lining, and he's a big proponent to making sure you seal your gut before you start taking probiotics. But he's the only one that uses terrahydrate, which is this mineral that helps close your gut lining. I can put a link to ion down below if you want to go read up on that terrahydrate and what it does. It's really profound. So that's number 4, is the spore-based probiotics. you can repopulate your microbiome where it counts. And the cool thing about spore-based is they're really resilient, and they make it all the way through your digestive tract, and where some of the other ones don't. They just get absorbed and they're useless. So, and you need a lot of variety with those bugs. Okay, so number 5, drum roll please, is trace minerals. So this is your zinc, selenium, iodine. These are the spark plugs of your cells. Heavy, and if you have heavy metals in your system, you can't detox properly without minerals. And if my dad had a good trace mineral protocol plus some of the binders and sauna therapy, we might have had a different story here had we caught things earlier. And this is just some of the foundations, guys, and those things are not expensive. There's one that I use. I'm not affiliated again with anything, but there's a couple different trace minerals that I like. They taste a bit funky sometimes, but there is no good minerals in our food anymore. The soil has been totally trashed, even organic, It's better, you're going to get more minerals, but it's hard to get enough minerals. So you can have the feeling, get your spark back, man. Literally the spark plug of your cells. How cool is that? I think that is just so cool. So those are the top 5. This section 2, I'm just going to get a water, 1 second. Also, I have electrolytes here that have a lot of minerals in them, sodium, potassium, and that. Oops. Allows the water to actually properly hydrate. So in my water, I put some colloidal silver, some sodium, and potassium, which is in the form of an electrolyte. We're in the mountains, so it's amazing how dehydrated you get up here. So you can also just put a pinch of Himalayan salt, or better would be Celtic salt. People are saying now there's heavy metals in those salts, so Baja Gold salt has less. A little bit of that, and lemon in your water if you don't want to go buy a bunch of that. That'll structure the water and make it super absorbable. If you're wondering why, and I'm just sharing with you what I do. Like, I'm not telling you should do this, but like when my dad got sick and passed away, it put me on this passionate road of understanding how to feel good and how to have energy. So I'm going to give you the 5 bonus. This is just for high performers out there. And these are, if you have high stress, a big busy life, or you're just running at a super high frequency, this is your next phase. And like I said, this is bonus. Those other ones are the basics. These are some other ones I think you're going to really enjoy. Get your blood tested, though a good company out there is Function, and see what you're super low in. They're going to recommend 1,000 of these supplements because everyone makes money off of them. But the bonus one here, number 6, is methylated B complex. So energy, mood, also helps with detoxes. If you have the MTHFR gene issues, this is a non-negotiable, but it has to be methylated B. So a lot of people just take Bs, that doesn't work. You'll have to find out through the blood test that if you have that MTHFR gene issue, that way you can't even absorb B. So this blood test is a really great way. Otherwise, you're kind of shooting in the dark. So number 6 is methylated B complex. Number 7 is L-theanine. This calms your nervous system, so it's a good thing if you drink coffee to have L-theanine with it. It brings you down. It helps. It doesn't put you to sleep, but it it's really good for creative work and public speaking, or days where you just feel anxious. L-theanine can bring you right back down. These are not in order. You can mix these depending on where your focus wants to be, because the next one is CoQ10, ubiquinol, and that CoQ10 is really, really crucial for cardiovascular issues. So if you have that in your family, it's also fuel for your mitochondria, huge for your heart health, longevity, and energy production. Like, your mitochondria loves CoQ10. It's not cheap, that one. I don't have any affiliations again with these. I just want you to know about them, so you can look them up. Some of you were like so excited that there's only 5, and there is only 5. These are, if you have these next ones are if you're stressed, if you have a big busy life, if you're a CEO, if you're a mom with 5 kids, if you're a dad trying to keep it together, these will help support that as well. And then number 6, 7, 8, these are numbered differently. Number 9 would be, after CoQ10, would be adaptogens. So this is your ashwagandha, rhodiola, holy basil. They don't help you handle stress. They help you bounce back faster and be more balanced. So those are, in the Ayurvedic world, some that you may enjoy, and you might enjoy how you feel. Ashwagandha can flatten you out if you feel super anxious, so it's a good thing maybe to take at night. But like I said, these are just some things I wanted to share with you. And then NAC, so this helps your body make glutathione. It's the master antioxidant. It helps you detox your liver, support even your lung health, and that's N-acetylcysteine. So NAC, you can look. I don't have any affiliation again, but this this is really, really profoundly simple. You don't have to get all of these. Just know that those top 5 are your 5, and then if you're busy, you can have a look at these next ones. Most people wait until their body screams before they listen, and I know that's not you. I wish I could rewind and give my dad a different path, but it was him going through that where I started to look at all this. But what we can do from it is learn and take some action and empower. I can help at least share my story and share what I do. Your body is always speaking to you. Sometimes it whispers at first, and it whispers with fatigue, anxiety, and it whispers with sleep issues and gut trouble, right? And then one day it screams, and that scream, you don't want to wait till it screams, because depending on your genetic makeup, it could be one of these chronic illnesses, whether it's Alzheimer's, dementia, ALS, diabetes, some heart disease. Like you're these chronic cancer, of course. You want to listen and tune into your body early when it's whispering. And getting these foundations right can really help set your body up to do what it's meant to do. The body is meant to heal itself. You don't need a doctor to cut you and to prescribe pharmaceuticals. You want to get to the root cause, right, of how your cells work and how your bodies work. So you don't want to wait till that day that it screams. And I don't want you to have to wait for that moment. So you can start with one of these supplements and listen to your body, and then build a stack to support your life and the way that you want to live. So if this is stirring something in you, if you're like, oh, where has this information been all my life? This is a functional medical approach. You may have been just listening to Western doctors. And listen, if you get in a car wreck, you want a Western doctor. But if you want to get to the root cause, you want a functional doctor to look at the root cause and get to the root behind it, not just deal with symptoms. You want to understand where this illness is coming from. So if you want, share this with somebody who you might benefit from it, or send it to them, share it with them. This certainly isn't about pushing pills. Like, I don't want you to misunderstand me here. Like, if you can get enough magnesium, you can get these things from your food, and you check your blood and you're good, you're probably good. And that means you're probably getting it in, because the ideal would be to get all this just through your food. Unfortunately, our soil is so tainted that it's really hard. This conversation about giving your body the tools that it needs to do what it's already designed to do, which is to heal and to balance and to thrive. not just survive, not just like run from one disease to the next. If you're just joining in, I'm recording this on here because the microphone on this is so incredible on these phones. So that's the end of the podcast. I just felt it was important to share this with you guys from a root cause place and a functional place, and not a fear-based place. All these things will create freedom. That's why I call them my Freedom 5. And so I'm going to make a list in the show notes where a few of these places you can get some there's a couple that I work with. There's no obligation. They're just things that I use. I can share the ones, and I'll share a code for the ones that I use. I think there's only 2 on there that I do with the black seed and the magnesium, but I hope you enjoyed this. Kate and I will be doing more of this series when we get back to our studio, but I just wanted to make sure you guys had something fresh and crunchy here to enjoy. And as always, please subscribe and review and rate this on iTunes. And if you're here on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. And like I said, this is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. I do play one on TV. I have played one on TV, and but this is just my heart sharing my story of with my dad and what I would have done had I had the tools earlier, and what you can do if you want to make sure people in your life that you love are with you, and for yourself that 7, 8, 9th decade on your life is filled with power and fun and cats. You can come on up. Yeah, it's okay. Come up. And so that you don't that you can have some wisdom and you don't have to be stressed or worried about that last decade of your life and how that's going to make you can actually prepare for it and prevent yourself from getting these chronic diseases now. But it means you have to wake up and pay attention and not be checked out just like watching TV shows like this. It's the time is now to build muscle, get your blood tested, find out how to make sleeping your job, make sure you're moving 7,000 steps a day, and surrounding yourself with really great people and properly hydrating, like the basics, right? And then when you get that, start adding and stacking these and just see how you feel. And you can also look closely at some of the food and see if you can get what you can get from your food instead of popping pills, because that's never what I'm about. But all right, God bless you, love you, and we'll catch you on the next one of these. Bye for now. You want to say bye, Robbie? Robbie says bye. He likes being in the mountain. He's a bit of a mountain lion. See you later. Bye. I'm going to clap so I can mark this baby.